So one of the really cool things that you can do with SbPAM is it has the ability to do access certification on users. So let's say, for example, I want to set up an access certification. All I do is go into audit reporting, go to the access certification area. I can create a new certification. So let's say we're actually going to do one for Brenda Evans, which is the logged in user. And we're actually going to give today's date. So let's say 06/30/2020. Okay, so we select the reviewer. So in this case is Brenda Evans. And we save that. Then what we do is we select the users that are going to be in scope. So let's say, for example, we're going to add a whole bunch of different users. And let's say we're going to add John Smith as well. Okay, so what happens now is the system is generating a set of entitlements for that user. So what we'll see is now within the system, just take us a couple of seconds to come up. Here are the entitlements, that essentially Brenda Evans is going to be certifying against. So simply all Brenda's going to do in this case is she hits modify. She's able to go in. It might be that, let's say, for example, she's going to approve all, but maybe there are particular elements, that she wants to be able to deny. Then what she can do is, let's say, for example, Aaron Bear, we want to deny access to that particular area, and Aaron Averill, we want to deny access. Then we can implicitly deny those. So what you'll see, as it's possible to do it on a piecemeal basis, and you can certainly filter this ahead of time in terms of looking at permissions, policies, the activity, the type of resource, if that's important. Once that list, has been built up, then simply all we're going to be doing here is making sure that we have a status against everything, and certainly it won't allow you to commit until you have an implicit approval or deny. Then when you commit the changes, what this is doing is automatically adjusting the access policy. So within here, if we go back to the access policy and take a look, we'll see, let's say for domain admin access, John Smith, you'll see he's been approved for all of the access, and we'll see that Brenda Evans did it within this certification. And as you can see, we can link through to that. So we can take a look at this certification task that we've just run. Similarly, if users have been, implicitly denied, so for example, we'll see here, a user was denied access, so they were allowed access to certain functions and denied access to access certification. So what we're able to do here is almost give you a real-time view of exactly what a user has access to in SbPAM. So you're not just running a certification task at a point in time, you can see what's going on. And let's say, for example, within this access policy for domain admin access, if I adjust a certain element of it, so I'm just going to add an activity here. It can be any activity. I'll just do Linux admin, for example. Now what we'll see is when we go back to the users is now we've also got a question mark, because what this means is now when we take a look at the access certification, we can see there's elements on here that aren't yet certified, because what we've done is adjusted the access policy. So everything that was in place is already approved, but we actually have some new elements. So we're able to allow you to look at exactly whether a user has been certified and if anything has changed around the access policy in order to be able to adjust that. Now, when it comes to the access policy itself, the access certification, once that's been done, we also allow you to be able to export that information. So, as soon as a user, as soon as that, commit and the modify has been done, you can now export all of those entitlements out in CSV format.